Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach coming to you. Today, I guess I had no idea until I came on YouTube and saw the number of videos and people making these videos giving their thoughts about the whole 5 years since the Chris Benoit tragedy, and I honestly had no clue. A lot has happened to me in the last 5 years, and when somebody the first video that popped up said it was the 5 year anniversary. I believe it was from Billy Paz. Make sure you check that video out. Um, I was just the only thing I really thought about is wow, how much stuff has really happened to me um, in the 5 years that this whole thing has passed. If you want to watch a really good video, make sure you check out my buddy Luke Cage 29. He has a very informative video where he goes over almost everything that happened and everything that has happened and all the weird sort of crazy stuff that was involved with it and his thoughts about what happened as it was happening and everything like that. Mine, I'm just uh, shoot, man. I mean, the only thing that really I thought about when it first came down to it was like 5 years ago was when I first started dating with my wife now, and I mean honestly, the whole Benoit thing happened on a Sunday and a Monday, and I really came out about my wrestling fandemonium honestly on either Friday or Saturday. It was just well known how much of a wrestling fan I was, and I don't even think it really sunk in, and she really believed it. And then there's news on TV, and it's on the cover of People magazine that a wrestler is killed his family and himself, pretty much. When I think about Chris Benoit, I honestly can't put out of my mind what he did. He was one hell of a wrestler. When a Chris Benoit match comes on, when I'm watching a DVD, like a DVD set or a DVD, like when I was watching the WrestleMania in order before WrestleMania this year, I saw a couple Chris Benoit matches. The one that stuck out the most was against MVP. I thought that's a damn good match, but I mean I'm not going to say that I can't put out of my mind that that guy went crazy and killed his family. The news first broke that it had happened, I didn't really honestly think that much about it except that he was dead and that his family was dead. And then when the news finally broke, being on the West Coast, not having HD at the time, it was honestly as Raw was on. It was when the news was rolling in that he was the prime suspect and that pretty much all things pointed to him. I honestly believed it. When I looked at Chris Benoit as a wrestler, the one reason why he was over with me was that the guy fucking looked crazy, and there's no other way to put it nicely. Is that's why I thought he was believable. I mean, if you listen to that 100 episode of Art of Wrestling with CM Punk and Colt Cabana, they talk about the stress they're under. I mean, CM Punk says that it is stressed by Vince McMahon that if you're going to be a face in his company, you have to have that six pack. And I mean, Chris Benoit, he had to hit it hard. I'm not saying that he he did drugs for a reason, but I mean like he took steroids more than likely to work his ass off in the gym, knowing that he had to have an above average build for his body size. He was not the biggest guy. I'm not saying that little guys can't work and they don't have a place in the heavyweight championship picture, but there hasn't been many that have gone on, and Benoit's probably one of the smallest guys that have been out there. I'm not sure how he ranks up against Shawn Michaels, but he's another small guy that got up there. And I'm not saying that he didn't get pushed because of his wrestling ability, this, that, or the other. I'm just saying that there is a huge stress level on these guys to be able to go out and work. And steroids, they do get in and they mess your body up. And I'm sure it is well known that Benoit was a heavy abuser of roids to the point where he was even giving them to his child for some reason, trying to see that if he would get over the stunt in his growth. And that is beyond the level of sick. And I don't know. I'm just saying that I don't go out of my way to skip matches. There are some fans that will say they will not watch WrestleMania 20 or they will watch WrestleMania 20 and then they turn it off at the main event. And I completely understand that. is believable. I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat what he did. I mean, you can't say that he went out of his mind and he went crazy, and that's okay. I mean, he's a murderer, flat out. I don't care what you say about his brain, this, that, or the other. The reason why his brain was messed up is messed up because of the choices that he made. And I don't think there's any way you can give him an out about it. But he was one of the best wrestlers, especially for his size. If you even built that in as one of the best pound for pound wrestlers in the world, they do for boxers. I mean, he's done things above and beyond. I wish that WWE would either, when this first went down, I remember they were going to cut him out of everything. They were going to act like he never existed, and they've sort of softened it up as they've come along. He finally appeared on a DVD documentary. I'm not sure. I think it was the Chris Jericho one when they were talking about his tag title run. You got to see a split second of him, and I think his Triple H was talking over it. Not 100% sure which one it was, but I remember that I think one of one of the anthologies got held up. I'm not sure if it was the Royal Rumble one or the SummerSlam one, but I do know that he is pictured on the Royal Rumble one as being one of the winners. I'm not sure if they came out before or after. I know it came out somewhere around 2007 or something like that, so it was right in that time. I know they've gone in WWE magazine and they've had a poster of all the past champions, and they went above and beyond. I'm not sure if they blacked it out or whited it out, but to make sure that it wasn't there. He was able to be included in the Elimination Chamber or Satan's Prison DVD. So I mean, they take out all the words that try to make him look anything other than what he was. They don't try to shine a light on him at all. Anytime they're saying like, oh, Benoit's really kicking some ass in there, they make sure they scrap that. But if it's like, oh, Benoit's really getting his ass kicked in the corner, they keep that in there. So it doesn't make sense. They gave him a huge big section. I think it's a quarter of a page in the encyclopedia, and they made sure that they gave him one of the creepiest pictures they ever done. I don't know, but I just wish they would be all in or all out on him, because I don't really like not knowing if he's going to be included in this, that, or the other. I don't want to know that he's one of the reasons why we're never going to get a Survivor Series Part 3 and 4 anthology or anything like that. But the reason why we went to the Benoit house in Atlanta when we were there for WrestleMania, Luke Cage talks about that in his video, honestly, is because it was Monday and we had nothing else to do. I mean, we went to Miami this year. If we would have known where the Razor Ramon house was that he shot his vignettes in front of, or the place where Carlito spit the apple in the people's face for his vignettes, we would have gone there. I mean, the Monday gap gives you a whole lot of nothing to do. We had to take Paz to the airport. We went to the animal signing, and except for that, I mean, we had maybe 5-6 hours of nothing to do. So we rode out to Fayetteville. We went to Chris Benoit's house. We didn't mean to do anything disrespectful, and the people that live in the house have actually found my video and told us, how many people actually went to the house. They told us when we went there. The whole funniest thing about the whole story to me is that all four were going to walk up there, and before we went up there, Luke looked at me and said, hey, let's hang back, let's not go up there, we don't want to bum rush them. So I said, hey, that's cool. So I turned around and was looking at the pond or something, and I turned back around, and I'm the only one standing in the street because I'm talking to Luke, and he ain't answering me. I look, and Luke is up with assault and battery, and it's Miguel Yo, and so I just found a place to shoot them going up talking. I think what happened that day, I think, changed wrestling. I mean, you can see with all the stresses on concussions now and the wellness policy, this, that, and the other. But except for that, I mean, my only thoughts about Chris Benoit is to say that I can't sugarcoat it like some people can and say that he was one of the best wrestlers in the world and that he went crazy and he was out of his mind when he did what he did. Chris Benoit was a murderer. That's honestly my thoughts about what happened. When a match comes on, I'll watch it. I won't go out of my way to watch a match of his, but that's just it. I hope you understand, and I hope this goes along with everybody else's videos out there, but these are my thoughts on Chris Benoit.